All right, guys, it's time for Show and Tell on tonight's program. Now, last time we spoke about the president reversing his promise to veto the National Defense Authorization Act, which includes that indefinite detention provision that includes American citizens. Just his latest civil liberties betrayal on a very long list. But do you think the president ever really cared about civil liberties? Let's go to producer Patrice Innocenti to find out what you had to say.
The Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects the rights of suspected criminals to have a speedy and public trial with an impartial jury, along with the right to an attorney and to be confronted by witnesses. Now, a provision to the NDAA, the $622 billion defense funding bill for 2012, circumvents this Constitution and allows U.S. military to indefinitely detain anyone on U.S. soil, even a U.S. citizen suspected of terrorist activity. And last week, President Obama, an attorney who taught constitutional law for 12 years at University of Chicago, announced that he would not veto the bill from passing. This after he failed to close Gitmo, revved up the U.S.-led drone war, and assassinated an American citizen without due process. So does the president really care about our civil liberties? Well, Chris said sure when he wanted our vote. Since his election, he has spoken about civil liberties, but done little in the way of legislation to defend them. If this bill passes, I am out. Governmental Flu told us, I don't think any of them in D.C. or the president gives a rip about any of our civil liberties. And Chili Toes told us the president is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He did the usual song and dance and dazzled Americans with his slogan for change, when in reality, he never wanted to change anything. And the bad feelings about this bill becoming law just kept rolling in from you guys. Now, Jason told us the president has never done anything that would suggest he cares about civil rights. Now, President Obama campaigned on his ability to protect Americans while leaving their civil liberties and the rule of law intact. That promise seems to have flown right out the window almost immediately after he assumed the presidency, leaving many to wonder if he ever wanted to keep it in the first place.
Now, as always, we appreciate your responses, and here's our next question for you. Earlier in the show, we spoke about Leon Panetta's recent statement on the war in Iraq. Now, the price of the war was worth it to establish a stable government in Iraq. Many of our viewers out there, I think, would probably disagree, but what would you like to hear Leon Panetta say to Americans about this 9-year-long war? Let us know on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and who knows, your response just might make it on air.